Well, how's it going, guys? Welcome to the holiday stream where we're going to be discussing our favorite Christmas films. Um, so, I'm going to wait for some people to get in here, obviously. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be discussing our favorite holiday films because it is almost Christmas. And wanted to do something a little different tonight because it is almost Christmas. So gonna wait for some people to get in here, obviously. But yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be um, discussing some holiday films. You know, our favorite holiday films that we grew up watching, or it doesn't really matter. We could talk about memories of Christmas, but it's got to be Christmas related. So, um, yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing tonight. Wait for some people to get in here, obviously. Um, but other than that, yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. So I'm gonna start off by talking about my number one favorite holiday film. Okay, my favorite holiday film probably has to be, man, it's kind of tough because there's so many of them. The Christmas Story obviously is a great one. Um, Home Alone obviously is another good one. Then you got Polar Express. You got How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I mean, you got so many good, Christmas films, that I love watching. Um, that I grew up watching, especially Polar Express. Polar Express is probably my favorite personally, like my personal favorite. But um, yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing tonight. We're just going to be talking about again holiday films, and whatnot. So yeah, talk about memories of Christmas. So yeah, obviously, Christmas Story is always going to be like a classic to me, even though I wasn't around when that film was made. I still find it to be, a classic. So obviously, a Christmas Story. You got a Christmas Story. You got um, Home Alone. Obviously, the Home Alone franchise series, which I think there's like four films, but I don't like the third one or the fourth one because um, it's not the same actor. I like the original actor. I forget his damn name. McCalkin, I believe his name is. Yeah. So I like him. Obviously, he's the original. I like the first two. I like the second one a little more than the first one, but yeah. So yeah, but I mean that's what we're gonna be. And then obviously you got the Santa Claus series, the Santa Claus franchise, which is another great one that I really really love. Um, so yeah, I mean you got a lot of good holiday films. You got a lot of good classic films. You got good cartoons. Obviously, I think oh yeah, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer as well, which I grew up watching that as a kid. So there's a lot of great Christmas films out there, a lot of great holiday films, you know, that I really, really enjoy. Um, but yeah, that's really all I mean, there's a lot of good holiday films, a lot of good, um, there's a lot of them that I grew up on. And then there's another one that I always forget about talking. The number one film I always forget is Jack Frost, which Jack Frost is to me probably one of the best holiday films in my opinion. Jack Frost is definitely one of the best. I really love that film. That film came out, I would say, in 1998, and they also made they also made cartoons about it as well. So, I mean, there's just so many great Christmas films. Obviously, The Grinch. They had cartoons of The Grinch. Um, and another crazy thing too, and I remember this vividly too when I was a kid. I remember when they had like the Grinch, that Grinch cartoon or whatever, and I think they did like a crossover with the Grinch and the Cat in the Hat, I believe. Even though the Cat in the Hat's not a Christmas film or anything, but they did do a crossover film like that, which was kind of crazy. Um, so yeah, definitely a crazy, crazy. I remember that as a kid, that crossover, just the Grinch versus the Cat in the Hat, which was kind of. I remember growing up on that car, on that. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great Christmas films, man. Like Christmas Vacation, even I can't believe I forgot about that. Like Christmas Vacation, to me, is the best Christmas film of all time, hands down. Like people could say, yeah, the Christmas Story is great. It's a good film. Of course, it's a great film. Um, and no, there's not going to be any films that are ever going to touch it. So, but honestly, I truly believe, truly believe that Christmas Story, and then like Christmas Vacation, the two best, Christmas films of all time. Obviously, you got the Home Alone franchise as well, which, of course, that's going to be in the same category. It's going to be up there with those films. Um, and then you got uh, what else do you got? So you got the Santa Claus franchise, which with Tim Allen in it, which those movies are absolutely just hilarious, especially the like all of them are funny. I really like the first one and the second one, especially the third one. But yeah, they're all pretty damn funny. You know, um, so yeah, that franchise is really really funny. And then you got obviously Fred Claus, which that's another good one. Even though that's not a franchise necessarily. It's still a great film, still a great movie. Um, that's another funny one that I love. And then obviously you got Christmas with the Cranks, which that one doesn't ever get talked about really as much. Um, and then obviously you got Polar Express. Now Polar Express, I grew up on that film when I was a kid. That movie came out in 2004, around there, and I grew up on that film. I grew up on that film like when I was a kid. I was probably at least like second grade, first grade when that movie came out. But yeah, Polar Express to me is one of the best Christmas movies of all time as well. One of the best, animated movies. It wasn't really like a real like it was more like it was like a animated film. So, but yeah, it was damn man. Just a great damn film. It was such a great film, man. Like I just love that film. I still watch it. I'm still down to watch it. Still just a great film, man. Like I just love Polar Express. I grew up on that shit when I was like in second grade, and man, it'll never ever leave my heart. It's always gonna be a great film. And then obviously you got some other ones. What other ones am I thinking of? There's so many funny ones that I love. Again, the ones that, oh yeah, Elf. Okay, Elf. Elf is another one that I really love as well. With Will Ferrell, like that one is absolutely funny as hell. Damn good movie. And I also grew up on that film when I was. I grew up on that film when I was at least. That movie came out in what, like 2003 or something like that. Um, so I think I was around. Let's see, how old was I when that film came out? I was. Let's see, guys. I got to do the math here. I was 5 years old. I was 5 years old when that film came out. And I still remember that film to this day. Like one of the best films that I've watched. Obviously, it's not going to touch. It's not going to touch, Home Alone or Christmas Story or Christmas Vacation, but it definitely is funny, and it should be in. I think it should be in the same category personally, because it is a classic, and people still. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that still watch it. I mean, it's such a damn great film, man. Like, I could watch that movie over and over and over. This hilarious, funny ass movie, And then obviously you got what other ones can I think of? I mean, there's just so many great films that I absolutely love. So many great holiday films. Christmas with the Cranks as one of them. I just said that. You know, there's just so many great ones. So many great ones that I could watch over and over. And yeah, I mean, Polar Express again is just the most underrated one. The most underrated one that I absolutely just love, and still love it to this day. I mean, even though I'm older now, I still love it. Still absolutely love it. Um, I'm gonna look up some more holiday films because there is other ones that I absolutely enjoy that don't get talked about as much. So the number one, obviously, you got Christmas with the Cranks. That's a good one. Um, Christmas films. So yeah. Um, oh yeah, A Nightmare on Christmas. I remember that film as well. A Nightmare on Christmas. That's another great one that I absolutely just love. Um, and then you got. Oh yeah, and then you got Bad Santa. What's Bad Santa? I know that movie is kind of inappropriate and all, but that shit is absolutely funny. It's supposed to be it's a comedy film, um, which that one's really really good. And then obviously you got obviously Elf. Elf. I just talked about that. Um, Yeah, Santa Claus 3. I remember Santa Claus 3 when he was basically facing this one guy like Jack Frost. This guy named Jack Frost or whatever. This film was called Santa Claus Santa Claus The Escape Clause Part 3, which was pretty damn I really love that film. I love all the Santa Claus films. You know, Santa Claus, those films are just so like they're funny as hell too. Like I could watch those over and over and over and over. Um oh yeah, and then you got Beethoven's Christmas vacation or Christmas adventure, which I loved. I loved to watch, Beethoven when I was a kid, which that was another great movie when I was a kid. Um, and then Home Alone 3 again, Home Alone 3 was okay. It was an okay film. It wasn't a great film by no means. It was definitely, I mean, I don't know. The actor that played in it wasn't as good as Calkin, in my opinion. Then you got obviously. Yep, I talked about the Christmas Story, which that Christmas Story is another good like that's one that I absolutely just love. Nobody could ever beat that film. Like that one came out in 1983. Like I wasn't even born yet when that film came out. Um, so I mean, but I do like that film. I heard a lot of good stories about it, and I watched it many times. Um, then you got obviously, yep, Jack Frost is another. I talked about Jack Frost, and Jack Frost. What's crazy about that is it came out. That came out in 1998, and that was actually the year I was born, which is crazy. Yeah, Jack Frost is a good one. And then you got, well, yeah, Bad Santa. Bad Santa is another good one. Bad Santa is definitely another good one that I really, really enjoy. Um, and then obviously you got the monsters, obviously, which I never watched the monsters before. That's a really classic, like Frankenstein, I guess. Christmas film. So it's about Frankenstein, I guess. But apparently that's. Oh yeah, the Gremlins too. The Gremlins. Oh, I love the Gremlins. The Gremlins is another good one that I love. I mean, there's just so many good ones, man, out there. So many films that I grew up as a kid. just watching, there's so many great films. You know, I think I had a good childhood for the most part. You know, grew up on a lot of good films, and then obviously you got Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Um, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Obviously, that was like a cartoon, and I remember it was a cartoon. I think it was a cartoon, but way before it was even a film, because it actually, it started in like 1966 or something like that. That's crazy. And then obviously you got Home Alone. Obviously, nothing's gonna beat the Home Alone franchise. Holiday Inn. Oh wow, I never heard of that. Holiday Inn sounds familiar. Then you got the Miracle on 34th Street, which looks pretty damn good for the most part. And then obviously Christmas Vacation. Um, Christmas in July. Wow, Christmas in July. That's crazy. Never watched that film before. Um, so this film came out. So Christmas in July, a hilarious tale of a young man is tricked by his coworkers into thinking he's won a slogan contest, only to find out that the president of the company has been pranked himself and gives him the reward. What will happen when everyone finds out the truth? Or what will happen when everyone finds out the truth? Huh. A Norman Rockwell Christmas story. What's more classic than a Rockwell painting? In this film, you'll see one brought to life, along with all the goodness you could ask for. And that one Christmas, there's a film called One Christmas. Obviously, you guys probably don't know that, but and then The Grinch Stole Christmas. I already know this. So, award-winning director Ron Howard brings to life our favorite Christmas grunt in this film um, of the famous Dr. Seuss book and cartoon, with Jim Carrey portraying the cold-hearted Mr. Grinch. He sets out to wreck Christmas in Whoville, only to find his heart and Christmas spirit in the process. Well, obviously, we know that. That film, that film was really, really good. That's a classic there. Um, and then obviously you got The Bishop's Wife. So Gary Grant stars an angel that helps a bishop and his wife out during Christmas in this 1947 movie. Fun fact, it was remade in 1996 as The Preacher's Wife with Denzel Washington and Whitney Houston. And then you got Babes in Toyland. What the hell? Okay, that's a little weird. Babes in Toyland. So this 1934 musical comedy stars Laurel and Hardy as toy makers struggling to pay off the mortgage on Mother's Peeps shoe. It's also known by its alternate title March of the Wooden Soldiers. A Christmas Carol. Even by 1951, there were countless films of the Charles Dickens classic, but this black and white version is considered to be the best by New York Times film critic A.O. Scott. Huh. That's pretty interesting. And then you got Remember the Night, the 1940 romantic comedy stars Barbara Stanwyck as a shoplifter who gets arrested right before Christmas, and Fred McMurray as the DA who saves her. So that film is called Remember the Night, a 1940 classic. Pretty interesting. And then obviously the Christmas Carol, which is another. But yeah, you got so many great classics out here. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, obviously that was a 1968, 1966. Excuse me, I said it. Sorry, I can't talk. 1966 animated classic film. So obviously this was a cartoon. So the Grinch was out. They made the cartoon in 1966. So that was like way before my time. Like, holy shit. That's crazy. Um and then obviously you got the Christmas Story based on the humorous writings of author Gene Shepard. This beloved holiday movie follows the wintry exploits of youngster uh, Ralphie Parker. It features an iconic leg lamp and improbable Christmas gift, a wish, and one-liners galore. White Christmas. The whole family will be singing along to this comedy about a talented foursome who put on a um, extravagant, I guess, Christmas show. Yeah, so this movie is called White Christmas, which is very interesting. I've never watched White Christmas before. Um, and then Holiday Inn. I think I've read that. Maybe I didn't. So there's this film called Holiday Inn that was made in 1942. It looks like. Um, so Irvin Berlin's song "White Christmas" was eventually adapted into a full-length feature shot in color. But listen to the original version in this 1942 musical. And then obviously you got Elf. There are many lessons to be learned from Buddy the Elf, played by Will Ferrell. For one, the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing for all to hear. Oh, and that maple syrup could go on spaghetti. Yeah. Man, there's just so many great holiday films. I'm telling you, man, so many greats. You know. Um, so yeah, what's really interesting, okay, that there's this so the Christmas Story came out in 1943 or 1983, excuse me, which is really that's like way before I was even around. Um, but wow, that's crazy. Which that movie is obviously considered to be the best, like always. Um, and I always kind of knew that. I always kind of knew that, anyways, from the get go. How's it going, Scott Walker? We're just talking about some holiday films. If you want to join in, obviously, we're just talking about great holiday films that we grew up watching, or we could talk about memories as well of Christmas. But thank you for popping in. Merry Christmas to you as well. Do you remember Tim Allen's Christmas movie called The Santa Claus? It's personally one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. And I watch it every year around Christmas time and all year round. Oh, dude. Yeah, I was just talking about that film, the Santa Claus franchise with all the Santa Claus movies. I mean, those movies are always going to be the best. Like Tim Curry, always does. He did a phenomenal job to me. That film is always going to be like one of my favorites for sure. I think there is. I forget how many Santa Claus movies there are. I think there's about. I think there's only three, right, or four. I forget, but yeah, that man, the Santa Claus movies, man, like nobody could beat that. Like those films are absolutely just like I love those movies. Funny, they're hilarious as hell. Like according to the creators of Santa Claus TV series, with Tim Allen, if season two does well, they're going to do a fourth Santa Claus film. I cannot wait to see that when it comes out. Oh, dude, I can't wait either. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that that they are making a Santa Claus TV series. That's interesting. Um, because I do know that they did make a I forget what the TV series is called. There's another TV series that I just saw. I forget the name of it offhand, but it was just on here. I just seen it um on here, but I don't remember exactly what it was called. I'm gonna have to look real fast again. I don't remember again like offhand, but I know it's a TV series and it was a Christmas. It's a Christmas TV series. Um, yeah, but I absolutely forgot like what I literally just saw it too, and I don't remember what the name of it was. Um, Man, I just came across it. Like just now, I just came across it. Like, oh, Santa Claus TV series season 1 and 2 on Disney Plus. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that they had that they it was on Disney Plus. Oh yeah, because it is basically a Disney movie. It's like I think the company who made it is I forget the movie company now. um, it's on the tip of my tongue. I remember who made it. Yeah, but yeah, Disney. Yeah, Disney owns the rights, I think. But yeah, the Santa Claus franchise is funny. You know. Yeah, I think there's another TV series that I was watching that I heard of that I didn't get a chance to watch. I don't necessarily remember offhand what it was, but man, as I was saying, it's in the tip of my tongue, like what the name is. But it was a TV series that I was watching. I was watching a TV series. Um, I saw like a commercial for a TV series, but I forget the name of it. Do you remember the Christmas movie called Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? The movie it was 1998. It's animated. Yup, yup. That's another good one. That's another great one. Like, I was just talking about that as well. Like I grew up watching that as a kid, and that's a classic there for sure. Yep, yep. John Goodman. Yep, yep. I remember. There's just so many great films I grew up on. So many great films. A lot of great memories too. But yeah, you got a lot of great memories, and I was just talking about the Christmas Story as well, and Christmas Vacation, and also the Home Alone franchise, which those films are really really good. Um, um, oh yeah, and I don't know if you're a fan of like the Medea movies, but there was a Medea movie called Medea Christmas, which that one's funny as hell too. I love the Medea movies. They're funny as hell. But um, then obviously you got. Oh yeah, do you remember a Christmas film called Prancer? It's a little girl. It's about a little girl who finds an injured reindeer out in the woods, and she returns him to Santa Claus on Christmas Eve. No, I've never heard of that before. I've never heard of Prancer before. Um, personally. Now, I've never heard of it. Never heard of it. But man, it's pretty sounds pretty interesting. Yeah, again, there's a lot of Christmas movies that I haven't seen yet, you know? So don't again, there's a lot of movies that I haven't seen. But yeah, no, I never heard of that before. I'm gonna definitely have to watch it. Because again, there's just so many great Christmas movies out there, man. Those there's a slasher horror movie tree called The Silent Night, Deadly Night about a killer Santa Claus. I want a parent where it's not about a movie. It was one being over here in Australia because of parents. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I've never heard of that movie personally, but I do know that there is. I think Black Christmas, right? Isn't that Black Christmas where there is basically like a killer Santa Claus or something like that? Like I forget, but yeah, I think I've heard of that. I think I've heard about that before. But yeah, that's crazy. It got banned in Australia. That's crazy. That's too bad. I mean, there's a lot of violent films out there that that parents don't like their kids watching. I guess but then again, it's just like why did they let their kids even watch that kind of stuff and then go complain about it? Like that doesn't make any sense. Mister Everton in a horror movie. Why do you think Silent Night, Deadly Night, it was in black movies being over here? I should have blame the parents. That's who I blame the parents. Yeah, it probably is the parents. I'm assuming more than likely is the parents because again, the parents probably reported that movie probably because their child probably watched it, and but then again, it's just why does it like why are you allowing your child to even watch that kind of thing, and then like banned it, like, yeah, go turn it in. But it's like, why the hell did you even allow your child to even watch that like from the get go? So, I mean, it's kind of just weird. There's a lot of parents out there they let their kids do whatever. They let their kids watch whatever they want or whatever, and then they go turn it in. But they allow their kid to watch it. Then they go complain about GTA and all that shit, and it's just like then don't allow your kid to play it. Then if it's too violent, if it's truly too violent, then why do you allow your child to play it? Like, you know, I never understood that. So yeah, it probably is on the parents, you know. And it's just like all these movies that are out here, like a lot of all these violent movies. I don't understand like why parents again, why do they allow their kids to watch that kind of thing? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. And then they go complain about it like they got to also remember that this is all just entertainment. It's not like it's real or anything. Same with GTA. GTA is entertainment. GTA is literally just a video game. Like it's not even real. So I don't know. There's a lot of weird parents out there. When I was growing up, there was a lot of good Cartoon Networks. Huh? And doing parents are complaining about 90s 2000 garbage. Yeah, I bet they are. Yeah, that doesn't make any like damn sense. Especially a Christmas movie. I understand that a Christmas movie, you're supposed to. A lot of parents view that as to be, view that as they think it's good for their kid to watch that, but then again, it isn't. Especially like when there's like a killer Santa, like that's not good. But watching like the Santa Claus films, that's more for like kids and like Fred Claus and all that, like because those are like comedies and those are like family films. So, but I don't understand like why they allow like their kids to watch violence for and then go complain about it, like you know. But yet they're the ones that allow their kid to watch that from the get go, like so. I mean, that doesn't make too much sense. That doesn't make any sense at all. So if I was a kid or if I was a parent, I wouldn't allow them to watch it from the get go. Personally, that's just my honest opinion. But yeah, I don't really get it. I just don't get it. I don't get parents nowadays. You sit there and allow your damn kids to watch that, and then you go turn around and complain about it. Like, you know, then why allow your child to watch it then? So yeah, it's ridiculous. There's again just like GTA, right? GTA or just like Friday the 13th, GTA, and all that. I guess Friday the 13th, people. I guess there was like people like complaining about the violence or whatnot. And I don't want to get too much off topic again, but because this is a Christmas stream, but yeah, they were like complaining about that all like about the violence. But again, it's like, why the hell do you let your child play that shit then? It's if it's too violent to you. That is a that doesn't make sense. You know. Yeah, cartoons were a lot more better back when we were growing up. There's too many cartoons and their names not we used to. What just kids, it's all CGI these days. That stuff why it was. Oh yeah, the stuff that we watched when we were kids, yeah. I mean that shit's a lot better. That's a lot better than what we see today. Like there's a lot of cartoons that are just absolutely just garbage. It doesn't compare to the cartoons that we grew up on. Especially like the older like Christmas movies. Like that no new Christmas, doesn't matter what Christmas movie they make, it's not going to be better as the old ones that we grew up on, like Elf and Santa Claus and whatnot. Like the classic films are always going to be better, in my opinion. Um, yeah, the newer films, they ain't. just ain't it, man. I don't know. Today it just doesn't compare to back then. But again, that's just my opinion on that, you know. Personally, um, but yeah, I don't know, man. There's just a lot of things in the world that's like everything nowadays just ain't the same as it used to be, you know. Like a lot of movies are a lot more different. They're not the same. They're not as good. Which I guess that's just the world that we live in now, you know. And there's a lot of good Christmas movies out there for sure. You know, a lot of great Christmas films. You know, but they don't compare to the classics. You know, the old school. Oh, we got Stu Mocker in the house. How's it going, man? Thank you for popping in. We're obviously talking about the Christmas movies. Um, um, but yeah, so that's basically what. There's just a lot of movies today that just ain't the same that they used to be. You know, that's just the way it is. We grew up on a lot of good movies, you know, and nowadays they're just not like that. Just ain't. None of them compare. None of them compare, and it's sad. Sad to see, but unfortunately, that's just the way it is today. But yeah, that's very interesting about the Santa Claus series because the Santa Claus TV series, I didn't even know that there was a TV series. Um, that is pretty interesting. Do you think the kids in our generation have forgotten movies and the cartoons and the music we used to listen and watch as kids? I had to say this, but I think they forgot. Yeah, I think they did too, honestly. Because obviously kids of this generation obviously, you know, are a little definitely it's a little different nowadays, you know. Um it's a new generation and obviously now we got a lot more technology than we used to back in the day, back in our time, you know. which I don't know what year you were born, but I was born in 1998, which I grew up in the 2000s. So I mean, we didn't have as much. We didn't have the technology that they have now, especially like all the advanced stuff that that we got now. We didn't have that in like the early 2000s or anything like that, which is crazy. I love Santa Claus. Yeah, I do too, man. Santa Claus is a great film. Hi, Stumacher. I still love listening to music in the 90s. Yeah, music in the 90s. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I still love listening to music in the 1990s and the 2000s. All the stuff I used to listen to when I was in school. Music was a lot better back in the day than now. Oh, yeah. Music, movies, whatever it is. Everything back in the day was just so much better. Like rap music. Like I'm a big fan of 90s rap, West Coast rap, which that's like my favorite. Like West Coast rap, without a doubt, is my favorite. And yeah, back in the day, it was just yeah, nothing compares. Nothing compares now to them. Like everything is just so different now, especially like movies. Like I was saying, so many things that are just different. They're just not the same like they used to be. Um, like I don't want to get too much off topic again, but my favorite, and maybe I'll do a stream like that where we talk about our favorite like artists. Um, but maybe I'll do that. Maybe we could do a stream where we talk about our favorite artists, our favorite musicians and whatnot. But um, here I'm just kind of I'm very very like I love rap music the most. Like rap music is my favorite genre, my favorite kind of music. And obviously rock, but rap music is like my number one. You know. Um, but yeah, I grew up. I like my favorite rapper of all time is obviously Tupac. Tupac is like my favorite of all time from the '90s, West Coast rapper. Like, and then obviously you got Biggie, which I'm not a big fan of him, but to be honest with you, he's okay. But yeah, I like Tupac. Like he's like my favorite rapper. But yeah, everything nowadays, just ain't the same, man. There's every movie. Like there's a lot of Christmas movies that just came out that are not half as good as the ones that we got now. Not nearly as good, you know. It's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate that everything nowadays is just a whole bunch of, pretty different. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great Christmas movies out there. Of course, like my favorite one of all time is it's got to be. I mean, Home Alone's always going to be a masterpiece for sure. You know, Home Alone's always going to be a masterpiece. But I also like Polar Express, which Polar Express is again a masterpiece to me as well because I grew up watching that. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of good ones. Obviously, Christmas Vacation, of course. Um, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, obviously, that came out in 2000 and I think 2000 and 2000, I believe 2001, 2000. I forget, but I love Nickelback Pink, the Pussycat the Pussycat Dolls, Avril Avril Lavigne, Nelly, Backstreet Boys. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of rock. Like I like rock, but I'm not a big fan of it. Like crazy, crazy. I'm more of a rap guy, you know. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, there's a lot of interesting. Yeah, like everything today is just different in terms of like what when COVID hit and whatnot. That kind of changed the world a lot. Um, that definitely changed the world. Everything just started changing after that. And nothing was the same. Um, yeah, nothing still. Everything is still like messed up. I think. You know, it just isn't like what it used to be. Like the economy, all that shit. Everything is different. The movies, every movie now is different. Sad, man. Grew up on classic films, and it just ain't like that no more. Sadly, it's just not like that. Um, but yeah, there is a lot of great. Man, I'm not saying there's no great films today because there is some, but a lot of them don't match up to the ones back in the day. Like especially back in like the early 2000s and whatnot. It's just not. It's not really like that no more, man. It just isn't. Like it did. Like everything has changed. Like I said, when COVID hit, that's when everything started changing a lot. When COVID hit and everything basically just changed, like just like that, like everything just changed. You know, and it still isn't the same. It's still pretty. It's very very different now, which kind of sucks. But yeah, everything nowadays, man, it's just man, so different, so different, not the same. Everybody's got to wear masks. Everybody tells you what to do. You got to get a vaccine, all this shit, like this crazy shit. And I don't mean to change the subject or anything like that because this is a Christmas stream, but we'll talk. We'll save that talk for my conspiracy theory. Um, my conspiracy theory stream that I got coming up in a few days. Um, but yeah, man, it's just not the same. Like nothing's the same no more. Everything is. Everything is just completely different. You know, it's just sad overall. It's not the same, and just like movies ain't the same. But again, there is a lot of great movies out there, of course. A lot of great movies, still, but just ain't the way it used to be. You know, everybody's got everybody's telling each other what to do. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to get a vaccine. Stupid, but that's the way it is now. So sadly. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to movies. I'm gonna get back to talking about Christmas films. But yeah, there's just so many great Christmas films out there. Um, I grew up watching the. Obviously, I wasn't around when the Grinch cartoon came out. I wasn't around when that came out because that came out in the '60s. So that was way before I was born. But I remember watching, I believe, the Grinch and the Cat in the Hat, both, both. Like it was like a crossover. But I remember watching that as a kid. I remember watching all that. You know, um, just had a lot of great memories. You know, a lot of great memories, a lot of good times. Just like overall, just great. Overall, just great. I had a lot of great memories, man. I think I had a good childhood for the most part. Had a lot of great, had a lot of great movies, and I chose this song my dog. It's called "Who Let the Dogs?" and answered it. Oh, yeah, I've never heard of that. But yeah, man, there's just a lot of good Christmas movies. A lot of great Christmas movies out there that I absolutely just love. Oh, the Polar Express again, just a classic film, man. Just a classic. Nobody's gonna touch it, in my opinion. No other film's gonna touch that film. Same with the Santa Claus series. Like, man. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna talk about a little bit. I'm gonna talk about basically like my memories of Christmas when I was a kid. Um, so obviously when I was a kid, right, I used to like my parents. We used to like obviously like get cookies or whatever, and we used to like leave milk like on the table or something like that. Because obviously when you're a kid, obviously your parents, obviously lie to you about Santa Claus and all that being real. But we all know that he wasn't, obviously, when we got older. But when we were a kid, when you're a kid, you believe that he is. You believe that Santa Claus, was real. Um, I believe Santa Claus was real for a long time, you know, and until I grew up and I realized, your parents basically have to lie to you, when you're a kid, tell you that he's not real, you know. Um, but yeah, I believe he was real. I believe Santa Claus was real until I got older. But yeah, obviously we used to like put milk on the table, have like cookies or whatever, and like our parents would like eat it to make it look like Santa Claus ate it or whatever. Like But yeah, I had a lot of great memories of Christmas, man. Like so many great memories. You know, people saying if you don't go to sleep, Santa Claus is gonna put you on the naughty list and whatnot. Like so it's just like it's just like man, we all thought that Santa Claus was real when we were kids, like, and then obviously it turned out that it was a lie. you know, but obviously that's what you got to do to kids nowadays. You got to tell them, especially my nieces and nephews. I tell them, Santa Claus is real, so that you got to lie to them, because that's what you're supposed to do. You don't want to hurt their feelings and tell them that they're not, he's not real. Like, so. I've chosen this song for my dog. It's called "Who Let the Dog Out." I had a great childhood, loving family, spent Christmas, barbecues, good and dinner, and dad. It was very hard, and then one of the best memories in marriage. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, my parents broke up too when I was like a kid. So I know how that feels. Um, I think I was around maybe like 5 years old. I was a little kid when they broke up. Sad. It's kind of hard when your parents break up like that, and they don't stay together. Um, you know, it's pretty hard, but hey, I guess it is what it is. Shit happens. But yeah, I had a lot of great memories of Christmas. There's so many great memories. So many great memories. You know, I remember when I was a kid, I used to get like football stuff. A whole bunch of footballs. I used to get a whole bunch of like toys. I used to love Veggie Tales. Man, I used to get a lot of all that. Man, I used to get Veggie Tales toys and all that shit. Like when I was a kid. Man, man, that show was the shit back in the day. Um, then obviously you got so many other good ones. But yeah, I remember all that, man, when I was a kid, just getting all the toys, all the everything. But nowadays you can't get any of that, obviously, because you're grown now. Um, when you're grown, you don't want. Now that I'm grown, I don't really care about getting gifts that much. You know, I only really care about getting either like jeans or a sweater, something like that. Um, Other than that, I don't really care about getting gifts, because now I'm older. I can buy what I want now, and it's just like I don't really expect much. I only want a few things at most. I don't want anything more than just a few things because to me, Christmas, I wish I was a little kid again, but it's sad that you just can't rewind time. It's sad, but My sister and I saw a real Santa in his sleigh flying out one night. On that line, my mom and dad were in bed also, asleep. I saw the real Santa putting presents underneath the tree. And then, like, wow, that's crazy. I actually had a lot of people that had a lot of great memories like that as well. Like, there's a lot of people that say that Santa Claus is legit real, like, you know, that they've actually seen, like, Santa sleighs and all that shit, like him and like the reindeers and all that shit. Um, I mean, I heard a lot of stories about all that before, and I don't know how real it is. Of course, maybe it is true, which I've never personally seen that when I was a kid. But there's a lot of people that said that they saw a lot of crazy stuff like that, and you know, and they don't really know if there. Okay, there is a story. There is a theory out there that Santa Claus was like legit. You know, that Santa Claus was like legit, like he was a real person. That's what people were saying. Um, there was this guy named Saint Nick. Obviously, he was the real, like real Santa Claus, I believe. Um, but a lot of people were saying, dude, like there's just a lot of theories out there that Santa Claus and all that, you know, was real. That he would like fly and all that on his sleigh and all that shit, crazy stuff, you know. And I personally have never seen anything like that. I've never seen anything like that in my life. Like I've never seen anything crazy like that where I've seen him on like on a sleigh or anything flying. I mean, I've never seen anything like that before. But a lot of people have said that they've seen that kind of thing before, and that's crazy. I've never seen it. Um, but yeah, there's been a lot of theories out there for years. Like people had like sightings and all that of the real Santa Claus and whatnot, like coming down like their chimneys, like like legit, no lie. Man, so maybe Santa Claus was real, but maybe our parents had to really lie to us about it because obviously they had to eat, you know, they had to put cookies on the table to make it look like obviously eat it and then make it look like Santa Claus ate it. Um, but I don't know, maybe Santa Claus was real, dude. Like because I had stories before that my dad told me that Santa Claus, like I was like got a TV or whatever, and he told me that Santa Claus like helped him carry it in. And I was like, what? So I was like a kid, but I don't really know, man. There's a lot of like theories out there. What I saw before when Christmas almost. Oh yeah, like I said before, I saw the real Santa Claus. I fingered underneath the Christmas tree. He saw me and told me to be quiet, and flash of light put me to sleep. And I'm on found on the couch. Wow, like legit though. That's crazy. I never had anything like that happen in my life. I've never like snuck out and seen Santa Claus put presents under a tree like that before. That's legit. That's crazy, man. Like, wow. That's absolutely crazy. I mean, I've heard a lot of theories out there about, you know, people seeing sightings of, you know, of Santa Claus and whatnot and all that shit. And I forgot to tell you this too, man. This was a long time ago. Actually, I did see something before in the sky. Like, no joke. This is absolutely legit. So, I was obviously hanging out with family and whatnot, and I look up in the sky, right? And this is legit. I'm not even lying about this. Like, I literally seen something in the sky, literally like flying in the air. And it looked like a Santa sleigh. Looked like Santa's sleigh or whatever. Like, no joke. I'm not even lying about that. I was like a little kid. So that's really the only thing I really experienced before. Other than that, it's just that's the only thing I've ever experienced. Like, no joke. No joke, man. Like the Santa sleigh. It looked like Santa was like literally on the. It looked like reindeers and all that flying. It was weird. I don't know what I was watching. I don't know what I was seeing, but yeah, that was strange. And a lot of people say that the North Pole is real as well, which I do believe that. A lot of people say that the North Pole is legit. So I mean, who really knows? Who really knows, man? But there's a lot of theories out there, man. A lot of theories that a lot of crazy theories out there about the real Santa Claus and whatnot. Do you believe that's all the real? I don't know, man. I mean, I believe you in a way because I mean I've seen a lot of crazy shit in my life before too. Again, I know I said I didn't experience anything crazy like that, but I mean I've seen a lot of crazy shit in the sky before around Christmas time. Like no lie at all. Like I'm being completely honest, you know, because I've seen the same old shit before I went out. Like I've never seen anything like Santa Claus like putting presents under the tree or nothing like that. I've never seen anything crazy like that before. But I did see um I did see Santa Claus that looked like there was something flying in the sky, as I was just saying. And yeah, crazy, man, crazy. And of course, it's just theories. People have their own theories on what they believe in, and a lot of people legit think Santa Claus is legit, and I don't, I'm not gonna say that they're lying about it because I mean Saint Nick, they say Saint Nick is real, so well Saint Nick was actually a real person, um, like he was like the real Santa Claus, and he died like a long time ago, but I don't know, man. Man, a lot of people have said that they've seen the real Santa Claus before. So, but yeah, there's a lot of theories out there, that people have seen, a lot of crazy videos, but I mean, who really knows, man? Like, there's a lot of theories, which I could get into all that when we talk about some conspiracy theories on my channel in a few days. Obviously, here in the channel in a couple days, we're going to be talking about a lot of like conspiracies and all that around the world and whatnot. We're just going to kind of change it up a little bit, stuff that we don't usually talk about on the channel. Even though this is a horror channel, we just talk nothing about horror or nothing but movies on here and horror movies. I want to do something new, because I don't really talk about conspiracy theories, anything like that on the channel. So I wanted to do, something new on the channel for once. You know, and of course, there's people out there that won't believe it, that won't believe any of that stuff, of course, because of course it's just a conspiracy theory, and a lot of people don't believe conspiracy theories are legit. They're just, they're not based on facts, according to a lot of people. But a lot of them are known to be true. A lot of conspiracy theories are known to be legit, and regardless if you're a conspiracy theorist or not, I mean, a lot of the shit seems legit, a lot of it does. So, but who really knows? Who really knows, right? All we can say is this, that nobody legit knows. And people say conspiracy theories are not based on facts, but some of them are, you know. And people think like conspiracy theories are just some kind of joke. A lot of people say that, a lot of it's a lot, a big joke. I don't think so. I don't think any of it is a joke, personally. I mean, there's a lot of them that, come out to be true, and people say that, a lot of it's not based on facts, but then again, it kind of is when there's like evidence behind it. Like, Why do people keep making horror movies about it? Who kills that Santa Claus? Who be a bad person? It's not right. Who kills the joy persons? Do you think it's possible? Um. So you said, why do people keep making horror movies about it? Tells kids that Santa Claus could be a bad person. Well, I think the reason why is because they don't want kids to enjoy anything. You know, those kind of people that say that are just absolutely this evil people, in my opinion. You know, and they're obviously brainwashed. You know, so that's just my opinion on it. You know, that's not right to sit there and tell a child that Santa Claus is a bad person. No, come on, man. That's absolutely just evil as hell to say that Santa Claus is a bad person to a child. I mean, come on, man. That's no. That's absolutely just wrong. You know, that's just people that are just brainwashing. That's the type of people that love brainwashing people, not just kids, but other people. You know, that's all it is, brainwashing. That's all that. That's really what it is. But yeah, I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. You know, I don't. Santa is good. You know, I understand what I said. Why do you they horror films about Santa Claus being a killer? You know, I don't really know, honestly. You know, maybe they just want to. They don't want. I don't think they want kids to believe that he's bad, but they, of course, kids shouldn't even be watching that kind of shit, anyways. But I think horror films about Santa Claus are just, I think, more for just entertainment. For a lot of people, just want to watch that kind of shit, I guess, which I do too. But it doesn't mean that I think that Santa Claus is bad, you know, because he isn't. But of course, there's going to be a lot of kids. There's a lot of kids. There's kids out there that there's parents out there that let their kids watch that type of shit, you know, and I don't understand it. Like, I don't understand like why necessarily, like why they let their kids watch that kind of stuff, but from the get go, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know, but yeah, there's just a lot of kids out there that get brainwashed, 100%. You know, a lot of kids 100% get brainwashed, and it's honestly sad. But then again, kids shouldn't be even watching that. You know what I mean? Parents shouldn't be allowing them to watch that kind of shit. It should just keep them to watching, comedy, comedy films more than anything. Like cartoons and you know, even though a lot of cartoons, they're kind of bad. They have a lot of cuss words. They kind of put a lot of cuss words in them to make people believe that make kids believe that that Santa's bad. But then again, that's his brainwashing there. One of the best memories of Christmas Eve, me and I was my mom used to sit there. I fell asleep on Christmas Eve. Yep. I had a lot of good memories on Christmas, especially on Christmas like day. Like early in the morning, we'd like get woken up and open presents and whatnot. Like, just had a lot of great memories. A lot of great memories of Christmas. You know. Um. But yeah, my parents did the same thing. Used to lay me down and make sure I fell asleep and whatnot, and then yeah, that was basically it. I'd fall asleep, and then the next day wake up, open presents. So yeah, I had a lot of great memories. A lot of great memories of Halloween, or not Halloween, Christmas. Excuse me. But yeah, Christmas overall, man, just man, the best holiday. The best holiday, no question. You get all the gifts, you get everything. You know, just a happy, happy day. Everyone gets gifts and whatnot. It's just a good holiday. It's my personal favorite. Again, because you get gifts and whatnot, and it'll be a good Christmas movie with the Grinch being the villain and Santa Claus being the hero. Yep, that would be actually pretty cool to see like the Grinch being the villain and Santa Claus being the hero, like having like the Grinch face off against Santa Claus. Like, yeah, the Grinch is the absolute just hater of Christmas. Like, he didn't like Christmas. There's a lot of people that are like that, to this day. Or there's people like that in real life, they don't like Christmas at all, like don't celebrate it or anything like that. You know, there's a lot of people like that in the world, but For me, I can't be like that. I have to celebrate it. Gotta, you know, enjoy it with family and whatnot. I can't be that way. I can't. But there's people out there that don't celebrate it like at all. You know, and that don't believe in celebrating it for some reason. Um, it's weird. It's absolutely just weird. You know. But yeah, there's just a lot of people out there that don't. I guess there's just a lot of people out there that just don't. I guess that's just not their type of thing. I guess I don't know. Shit. Everyone is saying there's going to be a Christmas setting in Scream Seven. Good. Oh my gosh, yes. Ghostface dressed up in a Santa outfit. Now that would be awesome. He'd like what be wearing like a Santa hat and a Santa outfit. And it would be like it would be like in the snow. That would be awesome. That would most definitely be awesome. For sure. But yeah, man, there's just a lot of people out there that believe, that Santa Claus is legit, which I believe that. I believe it in a way. I'm not going to sit here and say that people are lying necessarily. I mean, I'm just not going to say that. I'm not going to say people are lying about it because, again, there's a lot of crazy shit in the world that people see that other people don't. And yeah, Bad Santa. Yes, that movie's funny. Bad Santa. Yeah, that movie's hilarious. That movie is absolutely funny. Like, that's probably the funniest Christmas movie aside from Christmas Vacation. You know, Bad Santa is funny though. But yeah, it's absolutely just it's funny. Probably the funniest film, the funniest Christmas film. Aside from again, the not Bad Sin or Christmas Vacation. Christmas Vacation is a probably the funniest. Have you ever heard of a YouTuber called Mr. Nightmare? He tells really good stories, scary stories at night. Especially love his scary Christmas stories. Oh no, I've never heard of him before. But yeah, never heard of him before. Um, but I know there's a lot of people out there that like I don't know, man. There's just a lot of people with a lot of their theories and whatnot. Um, which I'm not going to sit here and say that they're lying again. Maybe they're not, but who really knows? I mean, there's a lot of theories out here that turn out to be true. But yeah, it's very, very interesting. Yeah, I mean, um, a lot of scientists out there believe and are saying that Santa's real. You know, and scientists know what the hell they're talking about for the most part. And then aside from that, they also say, that Bigfoot is real, which I believe that as well because there's a lot of people that has seen, crazy shit before. Like I said about this, you're like it's scary stories and he'd say everything. Trust me, he tells pretty good scary stories. Please listen to the scary stories when you get a chance. Oh yeah, I definitely will. I most definitely will. Sounds pretty interesting. But yeah, who really knows, man? Who really knows, right? is Santa real or not? Like, I mean, most people will probably say no, but who really knows, right? I mean, a lot of scientists always say, "What are the 77-year-old on Christmas morning? I found Santa's beard here underneath my Christmas tree, and I was very excited. What do you think of that?" Oh, that's crazy. You legit saw a Chris. You legit saw that under your tree, because that's crazy if you did. That's legit crazy. I've never heard of anything like that before. That's crazy. But yeah, how much? Well, yeah, it's very very interesting, man. Very interesting. You know, there's a lot of people that a lot of scientists included, believe that Bigfoot is real. Yeah, scientists believe in aliens. For I mean, let's just be honest, they do. Which is probably who really knows. I mean, a lot of scientists know like legit what they're talking about, and who really knows. But I mean, a lot of people, I guess, have their own theories. So yeah, there's a lot of people out there, a lot of idiots that say that Santa isn't real. They tell little kids that. But how cool would it be for once in a time event America has not a summer Christmas and Australia has autumn winter and snow at Christmas? Once in a lifetime. What do you think about that? Oh, that would be cool. That would be awesome. Um, you're talking about like having like Christmas like all year round, like even like in the summer, like because that would be interesting. Like there's a lot of people out, there's a lot of people that celebrate Christmas all year round. Like there's a town that I know of that celebrates Christmas like all year round. I forget the name of the town, but there's a specific town that basically celebrates all year round, even through the summer. Um, basically all year, which is crazy. Meant to say Christmas Eve and Christmas Day in America was very. humid day in Australia. Where it's now is Christmas for 2 days. Oh damn, that's crazy. But yeah, as I was saying, there's a lot of people, a lot of towns. I don't know the towns like specifically, like I don't know the names, but a lot of them, a lot of them, celebrate Christmas all year round. Like there's this town that I can't remember the name that celebrated Christmas like all year round. Um, there's a lot of places that do, you know, and they basically call it like the Christmas town. Um, is what they call it, which is crazy. It's basically similar to like the North Pole and whatnot. Supposedly the North Pole, anyway. Um, yeah, but there's a lot of people out there that celebrate all year round. When I was growing up in the local shop, Mary used to hang out for Christmas decorations and all the light, most and everything else. But then it do that anymore. I don't know why those were the days. Yeah, believe me, I have a lot of memories too. A lot of memories. Christmas is just all around my favorite. Again, my favorite holiday because you get all the gifts and all that, and you basically spend time with the family and all that, and it's just all around just great holiday. It's kind of like Thanksgiving, but except for Thanksgiving doesn't really mean that, like, it does mean a lot. It means a lot for sure, but not as much as Christmas does. Like Christmas to me means a lot more because it's more of a holiday, you know. It's more of a holiday, so to me it means a lot more. Even though yeah, Thanksgiving's good. It's a good holiday and all. It's a great holiday and all, but I don't think that it's as good as Christmas is. Like Christmas I feel like means a lot more than Thanksgiving does. Like Thanksgiving is nice and all, like it's a nice holiday. You basically hang out with family and whatnot, eat food. Um it's just not as good as Christmas, because Christmas you get to open gifts, you get to spend time with a lot of family. Of course, Thanksgiving you could do that too, but like there's just something about Christmas that's like a little better. Like you're able to open presents and whatnot and hang out with family. Like it's not really the same on Thanksgiving. Like Thanksgiving is nice, but Christmas is the best. if you ask my honest opinion, I think the Santa Claus movie franchise is one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time. Oh yeah, oh yeah, the Santa Claus movie franchises. Oh yeah, that's one of the best, without a doubt. I'm not gonna say it's the best, but it's definitely the best, one of the best. Um, Obviously Tim Curry's always those movies are just funny as a whole. Like I remember watching those as a kid, when they released. Had a lot of good memories, with them. Especially that movie Elf, which that movie was really good as well. Like I did that movie Elf. I just had so many memories, man, of that movie. Like, and it's still, to me, it's still a great movie. You know, like Elf and the Santa Claus franchise, obviously one of the best, if not the best. And then obviously you got that movie, Fred Claus, which I mean, that's another funny one, to be honest. Um, that's not really, I guess, as good as a franchise. They should have made Fred Claus into a franchise, honestly, because I feel like Fred Claus was it had so much potential, to be a franchise. Like it was such a great film to me. Really funny, hilarious. It's just a great Christmas film, and it would have been nice if they would have had like a franchise out of it, but unfortunately, the it didn't ever get a franchise. Didn't have another. They didn't have didn't make a second movie or a third movie. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of great memories. As a kid, so many great memories, man. Are you hoping for a fourth Santa Claus movie? Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they do make another one because again, the Santa Claus movies as a whole are just absolutely funny, as I was saying, especially the first one and the second one and the third. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that because if the TV series makes a lot of money, which I believe it will, they're definitely going to make another one. I'm pretty sure at that point. Um, which would be, pretty funny, and be looking forward to watching that for sure. I mean, Fred Claus, I think Fred Claus is definitely, like I said, that's another movie that should have been a franchise personally, because again, I felt like that was a funny film, especially, it was funny when Vince Vaughn was all getting beat up by the Santa Clauses. Like he was getting beat up by all those fake Santa Claus or whatever. They're all like chasing him and shit. Like that scene was funny. But yeah, that was definitely a good like that's another franchise or another movie that should have been a franchise in my opinion. I mean, there's a lot of movies out there that should have been a franchise. Like Elf. I feel like Elf was one of them as well. Like Elf was that was so okay. Like they should have made a second one, honestly. Um, the Christmas song called "Silent Night." Why do you think? Oh, this is one of the greatest songs of Christmas. Oh yeah, it's definitely one of the best Christmas songs for sure. I mean, I used to hear that song when I was a kid, and it's still. I mean, it's a famous song, of course. Like you know, and also Jingle Bells as well, which that's another one that I listen to. Um, there's a lot of good songs that still, come on the radio and whatnot. When I was a kid, especially when I was a kid, there was a lot that came on the radio. But I remember my mom and my parents, used to play Christmas music when I was a kid. You know, had a lot of good memories. For sure, for sure. But yeah, Christmas is like I was saying, one of the best holidays. Like, if not the best holiday. That's the only holiday I think. Um, Personally, what do you think about my two encounters and experiences with Santa Claus? That's crazy, man. Because I heard a lot of people had the same experience as you. Like, there's a lot of people that woke up or whatever, walked downstairs, and actually seen Santa Claus, like, putting presents down, like under the tree and whatnot. So, I mean, I definitely believe you on that because, again, there's a lot of people that I watch videos about, that done the same shit, that seen the same thing, that saw Santa Claus coming down, like chimneys and whatnot, and putting presents under a tree, like, and a lot of it's on video. A lot of these people like posted on videos. They video record it and whatnot. I mean, I don't know if it's real or fake, but you can see like Santa Claus literally. Sometimes they like catch Santa Claus like putting presents under the tree and whatnot, which is crazy as hell. Especially if you really But yeah, I definitely think it's real for sure. There's no doubt about that. Like I think, like again, a lot of people have had a lot of experiences like that. So over the years, have you ever seen a full moon on Christmas Eve? I can't remember if I did, but it'll be very beautiful to see a full moon and Christmas Eve and see Santa flying past the moon. Oh my gosh, yeah, that would be awesome. But I don't really know for sure if, and that'd be cool if we seen that, especially on Christmas Eve. I'm definitely gonna have to watch out for all that, um, especially at nighttime, because there's a lot of people that say they seen shit like that in the sky, especially on Christmas Eve. So, I mean, we'll see if it's real, but I mean, a lot of people have seen. There's some people see stuff that others don't. Like, I think there's like some people are just more gifted than others. I guess like are able to see a lot more things than a lot of other people are. Like, there's a lot of other people that don't see half of the stuff. Maybe if I see something, somebody else may not see it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of weird. But do you remember ever seeing the full moon on Christmas Eve? No, I've never personally seen a full moon on Christmas Eve before. Um, but I do know that I think I've heard about it before, but I've never personally seen it. Um, but I'm definitely gonna have to check it out because I never really thought about looking out for that personally. So definitely something I should look out for, especially on Christmas Eve. Especially at nighttime. Like, because there's a lot of people that see a lot of crazy shit in the sky. Sorry for my language, but there's a lot of people that see, stuff in the sky. You know, I mean, it's not even like, it's not really a lie either, I don't think. Because there's a lot of things that people have seen many, many times. And, But yeah, a lot of people have a lot of crazy theories, you know. And I'm not saying that it's crazy because then again, you know, a lot of people have seen crazy shit before that people just don't believe in a way, you know. There's a lot of people out there that aren't conspiracy theorists. Um, but like me, I'm kind of like I think I'm a like I believe in a lot of shit. When something doesn't make a lot of sense, then I start believing it. You know, that's the way I am. Um, but in terms of what like when people say they see stuff, like I tend to believe them in a way because again, you know, I've heard about crazy. You know, I've heard a lot of crazy shit before. You know, and it's just not. I'm not gonna sit there and not believe them because I mean, there's a lot of shit that's happened. A lot of weird stuff had happened, you know, before. You know, so I don't know. I don't know if you're a conspiracy theorist or not, but I know that I kind of am, especially when it comes to like weird shit. You know, when stuff doesn't add up. Like I don't know, man. There's just a lot of things that just don't add up with a lot of stuff, you know, and a lot of people think conspiracy theories are just kind of like they think it's some kind of like like BS, you know, and they think it like a lot of it's just not based on facts, which I mean, a lot of it may not be, but a lot of it, you know, when there's something that doesn't add up, you know, there's something to that. Like, there's just no reason why if something doesn't add up, you know, there's something weird about it. Like, so that's just my thing. So, but obviously, you know, we're gonna be doing a conspiracy theory on stream in a couple days where we basically talk about basically crazy like conspiracy theories and all that. You know, talk about crazy stuff that's happened. There's crazy things that people believe. You know, because I just want to do something different on the channel because I don't really do that at all. So I know this is a horror channel. And we both mostly talk about you know Scream and whatnot, but I like exploring. I like doing new stuff on the channel. So that's why I'm choosing to you know do something like that. Um, and like I was saying, we'll be doing that in a few days. And by the way, if you're not familiar, but tomorrow we're going to be doing a Scream. We're going to be doing a Scream theory. So we're going to be talking about Scream, and we're going to be obviously talking about basically theorizing about Scream 7 and whatnot. So stay tuned for that on tomorrow night. But anyways, man, I think I'm about to hop off of here because again, I'm kind of getting a little tired in a way. But I appreciate you, popping in, and hope you have a good, great rest of your night. But I am gonna hop off of here. Like I said, thank you, Scott Walker, for popping in. Stu Mocker, thank you for popping in. Um, and I am gonna call the night for tonight. I had a lot of fun, talking about Christmas movies and whatnot. But I am getting a little like relaxed a little bit now to the point where I could fall asleep. Um, so yeah, I think I'm gonna call the night for tonight. Um, been going on for at least like 3 hours now. Yeah, I've been going on for at least 3 hours. But anyways, Scott Walker, like I was saying, thank you again for popping in the stream. Hope you enjoyed the rest of your night. And again, be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as always. And until tomorrow night, peace out, everyone.